They subjected Daniel Pelka to unimaginable acts of cruelty and brutality over many months. The judge said he suffered torment and despair. She told the couple that they would spend at least 30 years in prison.
Today, these two people, Mariusz Krezelek and Magdalena Lukszak, have been sentenced for this heinous crime against this vulnerable little 4-year-old boy. Daniel Pelka had the ultimate trust breached by his mother and her partner. We hope that the sentence today brings closure to this case for the family of Daniel, both in this country and in Poland. This has been a very difficult case for all of those involved with it, and we are pleased that justice has finally been achieved for Daniel Pelka.
Daniel was beaten, force-fed salt and held under water until he was unconscious. He was locked in a box room and forced to urinate on his mattress. The door handle was removed and positioned so he couldn't see out. This illustration shows him covered in bruises. Doctors said he looked like a concentration camp victim, having been starved for months. Seen here at school, Daniel had been so hungry he'd stolen food from bins. After his final beating, Wuszak faked distress.
Okay, what's he doing now? Is he breathing?
No, he's not breathing. Nothing.
She knew her son was dead and had been for more than 30 hours. Mrs. Justice Cox told the couple, "Over the 9 weeks of acutely distressing evidence, I have not observed a single sign of genuine remorse at any stage from either of you. Both of you are in breach of what is probably the most important position of trust, as the parents of a small child who was entitled to their protection, their love and their care. Your breach of trust, Magdalena Wuszak, is wholly irreconcilable with the loving care that a mother should show towards her own son." There was no reaction from Wuszak or Krezelek as Polish interpreters told them of their fate, but there were tears in the eyes of some of the jurors and the female police officers who had worked on the case, and there were sighs of relief as the sentences were passed. The court had earlier heard that Krezelek had a raft of previous convictions. He had been jailed 3 times in Britain between 2006 and 2008 for driving whilst disqualified. In addition, he was convicted of drink driving in February 2006 and fined for theft the following month. He was also previously arrested for assault and burglary, but was not charged. Some think he should have been thrown out of the country years ago.
Whether there was a case for deporting him, I don't know. I've seen that mooted in certain newspapers, and had there been a case for deporting him, a necessary case, then clearly it would have been a huge human, personal boy tragedy avoided.
The judge said Wuszak had thrown school staff and doctors off the scent by claiming Daniel had a rare eating disorder. Teachers saw him with 2 black eyes. A serious case review will look at whether numerous opportunities to save Daniel were missed.
There are always lessons to be learnt, both on an individual level and collectively across agencies. We have learnt many lessons from the past, including communication, improving that, improving training, but you can always go further.
It was Wuszak and Krezelek who murdered Daniel. But in the weeks to come, the role of police officers, social services, teachers and doctors will be closely scrutinised. Lisa Dowd, Sky News, Birmingham.